Welcome everybody, my name is Terrace Martin and we are here today celebrating the 70th year anniversary of the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Plaza going strong. And today we have a staple in the Los Angeles community and in the music culture, in the music community. My friend, my personal friend, one of my mentors, my big brothers, Mr. L.T. Hutton is in the house today.
Yes, sir. What's going on, T?
Man, I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to be interviewing you for my first interview.
Hey, I get it.
Interviewing you.
And you do know that.
You come today in also celebration of you've produced, curated, and created a beautiful work of art called All Eyez On Me.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Based on the life and career of Mr. Tupac Shakur. And I think it's important to be documented, first of all, before we even get that deep with the movie, on just people need to understand that you did produce it, you did create it, but you had a personal relationship with Tupac Shakur. Not only work, but from my understanding, you lived with him and y'all lived together and everything. Can we just touch on, like, when you first heard Tupac versus then when you first met Tupac, your personal time with Tupac Shakur first?
That's a loaded question, so I'll break it down into segments.
Okay.
We actually lived together in the sense of not living together.
Yeah.
But you know how you spent a lot of time in the studio and we would sleep there?
That's living.
That's living together. Yeah. So, you know, we spent a lot of time in his last year of life in the studio all day, every day. But before knowing him, I was touched by, you know, just like everybody else, with his honesty and his rawness and just how open he was about certain subjects, you know what I mean? I'm a scholar myself, so I can listen to somebody's body of work and I can tell if you really, really respect your craft. Like when I heard you play for the first time, I said, okay, Terrence is a real musician. He really cares about what he does because it's going to reflect in your work. So with Tupac, from the first time that I heard Brenda's Got a Baby, and I heard a few of the other Trapped and whatever had leaked some other stuff, but it's when I heard Brenda's Got a Baby, I said, man, this guy right here is something special.
Wow.
He took time to create a story that he found in the New York in the newspaper, and because that story got smaller and smaller, he wanted to bring more light and more attention where people wanted to shy away from it. He wanted to tell that story, not in a glorifying way of what the subject matter is, but just saying, hey, this is really happening, take a look at it. Everybody, a lot of times when something bad happens, you know, we shy away from it. But sometimes we got to put a light on it just so we can use it as a beacon of light, you know what I mean, to say that, you know, we want to stop it from happening, or if somebody's thinking about doing it, they'll think again, you know, about the scenario. You follow what I'm saying? So somebody that cares enough to take a music composition and make that type of subject matter, you gotta respect him. So I respected him, you know, from the first time I heard, you know, Brenda's Got a Baby.
Wow, beautiful, man. Of course, we know Tupac from the records and the interviews, but this movie's gonna show that sense of compassion, that whole other world that he has. How did you do that?
It was just basically focusing in on what made Tupac Tupac. You know what I mean? The humanistic side. You know, sometimes when you're in the public eye, you know, we get these over personifications of a one way, you know, because we never get to go home with the person. So if you take an artist like Chris Brown, you don't really know what he does in his own home, in the comforts of his home, and what makes him tick. In this particular film, you know, the journey was to capture him in the way that you don't just see him the way you see him in certain interviews or all the way on 10 all the time. It's those quiet moments, those intimate moments in his thoughts. It was to give people an inside look in his mind. So it's almost like, you know, I didn't want to create a film where you're watching a movie. I wanted you to be a part of the movie so that you take these journeys with him. You don't just watch him take a bunch of journeys and go do a bunch of stuff. You actually feel like you're there and you're experiencing it with him. So now you understand why. Like, you don't really know what a baby's crying really means to you unless it's your baby. So right now, there's a child crying in the background and everybody can blow it off. But when that's your child crying, saying, I'm hungry, I want something, you know, and you take care of me, you have to react a different way.